This is Mr. Masticato wishing you all well from my home here. I'm a teacher at ETMLA. Two of my students at Rio Vista, Norwood, and Centinela. I miss you all. I can't wait to see you at the end of the year. We're going to have so much fun, but in the meantime, I actually planned out some activities for us to go through. So why don't we get started? The first one is going to be how to read fingering charts. Now I know they can be a little confusing, especially when you look in the back of your book. There's a whole page and they have so many different fingerings, but I'm going to walk you through the steps. That way it can make it a little easier for you, and also you can figure out how to play a bunch of new notes on your instruments. So why don't we get started? Okay everyone, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some fingering charts for a couple of different instruments. The first one that we're going to look at is for the flutes. And the flutes diagram will look something like this. So, what do we see here? So we see a bunch of different shapes, okay? Some of them are filled in, but some of them are left blank. So what exactly does that mean? Let's go through it. So this area right here, this represents our left hand, okay? And this line that comes right here, that is the divide between the hands, right? So if this part's our left hand, that means this side is going to be our right hand, okay? Now if you take a look at the farthest circle to the left, that's your first button on your left hand, right? That one is for the index finger. Next, this one might be the trickiest one. There are two buttons on the back of your flute. This one right here, that's for your thumb, okay? And as you can see, these circles are left empty, right? So that just means that we don't put any fingers down on those circles. However, if we were to put some down, right, this one would be our middle finger, this one will be our ring. And we'll get to that a little later. But next, moving on to the right hand. This is our first button on the right hand, so we like to use our index finger again. And then the last button that's colored in, all the way over here, that's our pinky. Let's see if this makes sense. So this one's our index, this one is our pinky, right? And these two would be our middle and our ring. You just follow the natural flow of your fingers, right? If I was to put my hand up, you could see, right? Each one matches. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. Let's go to the last one, saxophones. Saxophones have it a little easier. Let's take a look at their chart. See? So they have a similar amount of buttons, but it is a little easier, I would say, because it's vertical, which means it goes up and down, whereas the flute goes from side to side. So let's see how these match. Left hand goes on top, right hand on the bottom, okay? Left hand, our first finger, yes, we see it's colored blue, that means we press on it, is our index. So let's see, what do you think this one would be? What comes after our index finger? It is our middle, right? And just like before, we keep following our fingers, the last one will be our ring, okay? And as you can see on the bottom, look, all the circles are left empty. So that means that we don't have to put any fingers down on the bottom. So why don't we take a look at a real saxophone and see
what it looks like.
So now that we've looked through the charts, I figured I'd show you what it actually looks like on my saxophone here. So, like we saw, we have our left hand on the top, okay? And we have our right hand on the bottom. Now on our saxophones, there's this black circle on the back. That's where our thumb goes. That's like where our thumb rest is, right? So I'll put my left hand, okay, and my thumb on the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my fingers around, and then I'm going to find the 3 correct buttons to push for my left hand. And these are them. First one's up here. Then we skip this tiny one. Second one is right here. And then the third one is right here. So if I wanted to play a G, or our concert B flat, right? I would look at the chord chart and see that my left hand has all 3 of my fingers down. So that's going to be this one, and the last one. And as you can see from the chart, there are 3 circles on the bottom for my right hand, but they're empty, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave these 3 keys alone. Does everyone see those 3 keys on the bottom? Okay, we're just going to leave those alone, right? We're going to hold the saxophone, press down, 1, 2, 3. Got all 3 of them down. Leave these ones alone, and that should be a G. Let's see if it works. I think it worked. What about you? And then once you figure out the different types of notes you can play from the fingering charts, you can play A, you can play a B, play a D even, and then once you get it all together, you can play whatever you want. So, take what you've learned today, look at your chord charts, see if you can find some new notes on your instrument, yeah? Try different fingerings so you know where your left hand is and where your right hand's supposed to be. For trumpets and trombones, it's a little simpler, right? We can just use our slide positions or our 3 valves. But yeah, take a look in the back of your book and see if you can come up with some new notes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.